What's up, volleyball fans? My name is Piotrkiem Siekierskim. This is podcast Volley Time. Happy New Year to everybody. Our today's guest is very special, the one and only Mr. Vital Heynen. How are you, coach?
How I am is not so big question. First, it's like how everybody is. So I hope that in Poland everybody is feeling pretty okay. Okay, we are already a couple of days after New Year, so I think most people will be recovered. So I hope they are in good health, and that I think it's the most important this time to wish everybody good health, because last 2 years were showing that health issues were dominating our life. Yeah, really dominating. That word is only word correct. So that's the first thing, is like, yes, I hope that health gets a bit better in general and also individual level. And then we can talk about other things. And if you talk about myself, I feel great. But I don't drink so much. I will be the lowest alcohol consuming guy from whole Poland. I don't drink so much alcohol. So I feel great in this new year.
Thank you, sir, for this message. So it's been a while since we have been heard something about you. So the latest rumors was you to overtake a national team of Spain, but later you had to release an announcement that, hey, this is not true. This is just a joke. So another news about you was you to overtake a Polish women national team. So was there any was there even a grain of truth in that information?
There is a part of truth in information about the Polish national team women. I mean, and what's the part of truth? It's two elements. The first element is that maybe one day I switch to women volleyball. Yeah, I always liked it, and that's something I tell already now for, I think I tell for 5 to 10 years. I tell that one time I also want to try to see how it is to work with 12, 14 female athletes. So that's one element. And the second element, it's very easy. I think that the Polish national team women, they have very good players. Yeah. And the men are able to be in the top of the world. I mean, because that's what we achieved in the last 4 years with the men. We are, I think yesterday came out the new ranking of the FVB again, confirmed. Poland is number 2 of the ranking.
Yes.
With the men. With the women, there should be something same. We have the potential in Poland with so many good female players to be in the top 5 all the time. Yeah, so that are two elements. If you ask me, is this team interesting? I say yes. But it answers, am I the right guy to be coach of that team? No, I don't think so, because I have no experience in this level, and I maybe have to start on another level to see or like other system. But the concept is, if they would call me, I would say yes. But I understand that I'm not in a position to be called, because I was never coaching women. I started this winter to follow a bit women volleyball. So I have some more ideas now, but I'm not in that position. So that's the truth about it. But I think it's a very interesting team. Absolutely interesting team.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Vital, please tell me, what is your plan for year 2022? Because we have heard that I've read an interview with you, and you said something like that you still get fire in your heart for volleyball, but physically you don't feel enough prepared to another challenge. Is it that true?
No, that's not the right way to say it. I feel physically great. Okay. I could train 5 teams in my feeling. But the problem is that for the first time in 10 to 12 years, I think about 12 years, I have no obligations, not to one team. And this gives me time to think and to feel, do I want? I mean, once you are in this cycle from team, club, national team, and so on, you don't have time to think. And that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking for myself what I want in my life. Yeah, and in between, I was doing a lot of interesting experiences, like going to talk to companies, being a competition for you, and doing some television commentating. So I was doing some different things. Yeah, and I'm still planning to I have like still on my agenda some things standing like this for the next weeks and months. So that's what I'm doing. In the meantime, I can think, and I guess that one time I will end up coaching a team again. But on this moment today, there is not one, how you say, not one element there to say I do it tomorrow. So no, it will be for, I don't know when. I don't know when I will do it. Probably I will feel it one time, and I also need the offers for that, but that's not the biggest problem, I think. It's also a bit more like, yeah, where do I feel the like, yes, this I really want to do. Yeah, and I think it's a really nice time. You have to imagine I was never home with my children for the last 11, 12 years, and now I cook for them all the time, and I bring them to school, and you know, all those small things, yes. It has a value on a different level. So it's not physically, I think it's mentally that I wait till I'm really, really sure that I want to have my next challenge.
Okay, understand. Sir, please tell me, because usually people say that foreign coach is like a mercenary, get a job, get paid, and get out. But with you, it was a bit different, because you have started to speak Polish with the Polish fans, and you have both their hearts, and it was completely different relationships with the people in Poland. So if you take into consideration all these 4 years you have spent as a head coach of a national team, how would you describe it?
Najlepsze, kobiet, świecie. That's the thing to tell always. But I mean, I cheat because I really studied for 1 year Polish, and I can only say some things, but I cannot make a normal conversation.
Right.
And it's really I mean, somebody was asking me, what is on your list? What is your, how you say, your New Year's, how is the word for it? New Year's resolution. Yeah. And I had only one, and that's finally learn Polish. Because I find that still a failure of me, that I was not able to speak a normal conversation Polish. I mean, I had a lot of explanations and excuses, but at the end, I think, yes, I could say sometimes something in Polish, and I understand what I say. That's one thing I can, yeah, but I cannot make a normal conversation. And that I find a failure of me, yeah. And I mean, about the first, what you said, like coaches are coming for, and I was coaching for money. No, I was not coming for money, that's clear. I didn't have the biggest contract at all. And it's also not a problem, because I came from helping your country to make people happy. And I did a part of that. Yeah. I mean, we were not always succeeding. We will not always succeed in that sport. You cannot always win. You dream about a lot, and sometimes it's not going how you want. But like you said, I went out of Poland with the feeling that I succeeded to give a lot of people a smile on the face. Yeah, yes, and I think that for that I came, and that is what I'm happy for. So, I mean, I was now, in the last days, I was like, how you say, I was sending message to all my players and staff members, like the really, really, really ending of the whole story. And I always write about the same to every player. It was great to work you. You're an amazing guy. Yeah, and that's the whole conclusion. It was great to work in Poland. You are amazing volleyball fans. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I mean, and it's not for money or something. I will always have this part of my heart, serce, that I know in Polish. Yeah, this part of my heart will always stay for Poland, because I loved my time there. Yeah, so that's me, and I don't know how others are doing this. I loved it, and it's only sometimes it's time to move on, and that's what's happening now. Yeah. But every time I will see a Polish guy, or I will go to Poland, I will have a smile on my face, like, wow, that's Poland.
Hey, what is the best experience you have from Poland? I mean, one memory, like I don't know, maybe one single game or one situation you've been, yeah.
No. If I think about memories, I don't think about games. I think much more, what's the best memory? I think with my players sitting around the campfire in Spawa. Yeah, I think they made a campfire, and we were like almost every year sitting around the campfire in Spawa. And after 20 minutes, the players kicked me out because they didn't want me to stay too long when they start maybe to drink something different than water. I don't know. I was never there. With me, they were drinking the non-alcoholic drinks, and then they kicked me out. Yeah, and had to go. But I enjoyed 20 minutes, and then maybe they were drinking something different. I don't know. That was amazing. That's something I put in my mind directly. For sure, in this 2020 COVID year, when we met each other there, I think that stays in my mind. yeah, the dressing room after the last match, that stays in my mind.
It was tough.
But no, it was nice. It was amazing to be there it's amazing that you can step out and you can hug everybody. You understand? Like every player you hug and you go, and every staff member, that's nice. That you can go away without that you fight or I don't know what. You go away with proud on what happened. That are nice moments. But there are so many small moments when I remember one day that a small girl from 12 years came to me and wanted a signature. So I give her and she started to cry. And I was like, fuck, shit, what I'm doing. You stand like, she was so happy that she was crying when I was giving signatures. Like, wow, this is so nice. That me, stupid man, can give one signature and you make a girl apparently really, really happy. I was not hitting her. I was just giving a signature. So those kind of things stay with me. Like, there's so many, hundreds of the small stories.
So, sir, would you like to visit Tokyo once again, or is it for you a ghost town?
Oh, I go back to Tokyo. I mean, I'm good in a couple of qualities. I'm very good. Maybe I'm a good coach. I don't know. That's a question. But what I'm good in is I'm looking forward. Yeah, I am a guy. I mean, this part of sport is to win and to lose, and it's to get great experiences, but also really not so nice experiences. Because from that you learn, and you will appreciate the great. For people listening, I have a dog in my house, and the dog wants to go out, and that I was not thinking about that he wants to go out. So we will see how my dog. So people, yes, I have not only kids to take care of, I also have to take care of a dog. Yeah, and we will see how that goes. So that's there. But I go back to Tokyo, because I'm like, of course it's not a nice experience, but it's life. I mean, I smile. I just saw that I have this. For my car, I use a necklace from Tokyo 2020. So I have nothing against it. I know that's part of a sport and a coach, that sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And try to remember the good things, and that I always do. And not so, okay, we missed. But then I think we missed, but in the last, it was not, we missed the medal. But still we had a silver one in the VNL and a bronze one in the European Championship, 2 medals in 1 year.
Yes.
Not so bad for a team who failed. You understand? Yeah. The team failed, say everybody. Yes. They take 2 medals. I mean, how many times was Poland taking 2 medals a season? Not so often, I guess. You understand? So I always look to okay, it could have been better. Absolutely. Don't tell me that was good. Don't tell me, and the failure is the hardest for me and my players. We failed on the Olympics. But I still look with a smile to so many things. And yes, Tokyo was not my nicest experience, but I love Japan, so there's a chance I go one day back to Japan for sure.
I understand. So I got a great opportunity to speak with Michał, so your coach, assistant coach, and he said something like that the pressure was so big, some of the players couldn't handle it. And did you find a reason why we have lost in Tokyo?
I think the fact that we lost Michał Kubiak, changed the whole concept of thinking. You understand? We were ready. We were, in my eyes, ready. Without injuries, the team was ready to handle the pressure. But then, if you lose the guy who is the best in handling pressure, because if Michał Kubiak has a quality, that is, he can play under pressure. Yeah, the guy who's best, you lose your best guy with this quality you think we need. And then it's a different situation. We lose the most quality we lost there. And then I think if it's happening the day before the Olympics start, you cannot just come out and say, oh, no, we don't want to win anymore. We are just here for fun, because that's too late. And then okay, now we have a problem. We have a problem that we have to see how we handle this pressure without Michał, or without Michał to be on 100%. Yeah, so there we moved on. And that's happening. And that you see, that's what I realized the night before Olympics. I saw that the team was not having the how you say, to being relaxed or being ready together to play, because I was telling months before that we never, to the Olympics, one guy has to go, it's Michal Kubiak, and I stay with that because he is the guy who can handle the team, and not having on the court was a big loss for the team. Yeah. Not for how good he plays, but how much mental aspect of the team was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's happening in life. Sometimes small things happening who have big consequences. Yeah, and I think that the other 11 guys on the Olympics, they learned a lot about pressure. So the next time, it's not so far, in 3 years, those 11 will be better on that. I think that's the process. So I hope that we go on with the process. I can tell you that to some guys I was writing, like, guys, go on. I was writing yesterday or the day before, go on, because yes, the medal will come. And in Paris, we will be again close to the medal than you think. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, the fans always see just the peak of the iceberg. So yeah, how big role plays Michał Kubiak in that team? So you said that he actually he assimilated all the pressure and playing under pressure by himself. But yeah, volleyball is a teamwork. So wasn't that chance to get a bit of this pressure, a part of this pressure by another players?
On one night, in the night before the Olympics starts. You understand? Like, yes, I was already busy with this for months. I was trying for months to divide the pressure over the team. But you see, every time that the team was built around Michal. It's not I decided this. It's not even Michal who's deciding this. If you go into the team and ask the players, how is the team built up? Every player would tell always around Michal. Yeah. And even if I sometimes said, maybe we have to be careful, we never know what happened to him, you came always to the same conclusion: the team is built around Michal. Yeah, that happened. That was in a good way in 2018 when he came back from the injury on time, and this time he was not coming back from the injury, so we had a smaller problem. And it's something I was aware of. You are aware of this, and even I was a couple of times talking with the team about it in a different way, like how can we handle? But always we came to the same conclusion. I think nobody was ready to take the role of Michal. Yeah, and I think that what happened now last summer will make new players ready for taking this role. I think there's an evolution where you also see young guys getting better and better in this, and they will take that role. But on the Olympics, we were not ready for that. And it's a weak point. It's a very big challenge for the new coach to find who will lead the team. Who will lead the team? Or Michal is staying, but even there, I think everybody understands that the role of Michal, we have to think about him in a different way, because to think that he will be in Paris, the guy leading the team, would be, I think it's too hopeful that he will be even 3 years older. You need other solutions.
Yes.
Yeah, even if he can be still there, that's possible. That's deciding with the coach. Yeah. So there we have to work on. But that was what's happening, and I was aware of that. And then you see, okay. It's so many, I can give so many small stories about that, showing always, if you go to the team and you have a problem, their answer was always easy. Ask Michal. And I smiled so many times, okay, that it's the team deciding that Michal is the leader. It's not me, it's not Michal.
Do you see in this current Polish national team somebody who can replace Michal in that role?
Yes. But some guys are on the road. Yeah, on the road. I think Wilfredo Leon is on the road to do that.
Okay.
He's a fantastic guy, but I have to understand that in 2018 you win with Michal Kubiak. Then Wilfredo Leon is stepping in 2019. 2020 is not existing. So, of course, he is still building into the team. He's a part of the team, and he has a very good relation with other players. But it's not that you cannot just say okay, now we change the leader and Wilfredo is the leader. I think Wilfredo can do this, absolutely, and Wilfredo is on the way to do this year by year better. Yeah, so I think he can lead this team in the future. That's my idea, but maybe the new coach has other ideas, because there are more guys. There are more guys with a sense of responsibility. But on which moment, you understand? If you have this Michal Kubiak who's so experienced, did everything. Yeah, it's not so easy to change that. So that will come. There will be an evolution. But looking back, if you ask me, would I have done things different? I would have of course, a lot of things different. Yeah, but not changing the role of Michal, because that was for me an impossible. That was so clear that it has to be him.
Coach, please tell me, how do you think why Slovenia is so hard to beat by Polish national team?
That I don't know. That's a more difficult question. To be honest, I was not thinking too much about that. That I was not so much thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it has to do with not with Slovenia, but with coincidences. Yeah, in the way that you saw that in the whole European Championship we were struggling. Yeah, we were struggling whole European Championship. After this Olympics, it was so hard to find the motivation. Yeah, and Slovenia was the smartest team to use that. But I think that if I saw the level of Italy, I guess that Italy also would have used that. So on the moment we found the team was really playing good, we were coming to our limitation. That was not a surprise. I think that's more the coincidence of Slovenia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not so much that we make it a Slovenia story. But Slovenia played good against us.
Mm-hmm. But did you think to take another a different group of players to European Championship or not?
I mean, before we were thinking about this.
Yeah.
But then when we missed the Olympics, I think I was explaining to the guys, it's not a nice way to finish national team with a huge failure.
Okay.
I think it's better to come together and to make something nice for the European Championship. That we did. I mean, maybe the medal could have been better, but it's still a medal. And if you look to the European Championship, Poland organized 3 times in the last 10 years, is the first time to take a medal on the European Championship. Yeah, so it's still, you have to do it. Right. People always say, like, yeah, you can do better. Yes, you can do better. You can always win gold. And if you win gold in every tournament, yeah, then it's better. But it's not so easy to do. Nobody can do this in the world. Yeah, so if somebody can do it, yes, perfect. Yeah, but it's not so easy. So I was not thinking, I was only thinking, how can we end this national team in a nice way? And that we did.
Thank you, sir. What will you miss from Poland mostly?
What will I miss? I think the total volleyball story. I mean, my first reaction would have said the fans. But then I react directly, no, but also my players, I love them. They are amazing. And then I think, no, my staff was also fantastic. You understand? Like, it's the total volleyball story. How you players, staff, and fans are living for volleyball, that is unique. It's absolutely unique. Yeah, and that I will always, I don't miss it because I had it. I mean, I tell to every coach, I had the best job in the world. And the best job in the world is being national coach of Poland. It's absolutely the best job in the world. I had this job for 4 years and I will never forget it. So I will not miss it because I knew that it will be a job from 4 years. I knew that it will not be a job of 8 years because that is a very too big challenge. Yeah, I had 4 years and already in Poland, 4 years is a lot. I mean, I think, I don't know, too many coaches were kicked out. My was just a contract was ending and a choice to stop and so on. So in that way, I don't miss it. It's just so nice. The next guy, or maybe woman who will be national coach, I don't know. I can just tell you, this is the best job in the world.
Do you think that ever the paths of Polish volleyball and Vital Heynen will cross again in some future?
I don't know. I cannot look in the future. I think for me it's not impossible. Yeah, because I really liked it. Yeah, so I think there's a huge chance that one day it will end in Poland. I don't know which situation and which team and which what, but I think there's a huge chance I come back to Poland because I loved it so much. Yeah, so in that I think, but it's not something that I say tomorrow I have to be in Poland again. No, it's okay. Sure. It was really nice. Yeah, and there can be a couple of years. I hope to live a couple of years more. Yeah, and maybe I come back. I mean, I would. Is the job as coach of the national football team available?
Yes, right now, yeah.
That's what I mean. That would be a nice job. You understand? Like that would be a nice one. Yeah, but I joke. You understand? Like I don't know which role, but yes, I think it's nice to be coach in Poland.
Okay, understand. So, sir, the last one. I have received many messages to share some thoughts from Polish fans. From all of them, the outcome is pretty clear that fans still love you and they can't wait to see you. So you need to visit Poland someday, even if there are some malcontents or grumblers. The count stands behind you. So 102 games, 77 wins, 6 medals in 8 tournaments. It was hell of a ride, wasn't it?
But like you sum it up. It's not so bad if you make 6 medals in 8 tournaments. Yeah, right. Like it's a 75% scoring. Yeah, like that's what I like. I'm not busy with all those numbers always. Sometimes when I hear from somebody like, "Wow, this sounds good," what you tell. That was. And so, and about, I mean, even if somebody doesn't like what I was doing, it's normal. I mean, I think after my first month on national team, nobody liked me. So in the beginning, people have to learn to know you, who you are. So in that way, I could appreciate Poland and the fans and the players and the staff better, and they could appreciate me better. My only failure, like I said at the beginning of the interview, was I have to learn Polish. It's not possible. Like that's really I mean, if you ask me disappointment, yes, that's a disappointment for me. That I was too lazy, too lazy to at least really learn it and to give now at least some interview in Polish. Yeah, that is something. Yeah, it's something on my mind where I say I'm not surprised that one day I will talk with you, Piotr, and we will do it in Polish.
Yeah, I'll be very grateful to speak with you again, sir. So I don't want to, disturb you anymore. So thank you very much. Our today's guest was Mr. Vital Heynen, head coach of the former, unfortunately, head coach of Polish national team. Thank you, sir, for your time.
It was a pleasure, and to everybody who's listening, I mean, I think the most important, I repeat from the beginning, guys, girls, men, women, yeah, just one thing, stay healthy and smile. Smile and enjoy life. That's the most important. Okay, and see you soon somewhere.
See you soon, coach. Mr. Vital Heynen, thank you.
I ostatnio Polscy kibici są najlepsi. Dzięki.